It's a new year. 2023 is here. Putting on my list of minis. New season, let's cheers. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the past. Time to get on the Not Your Average Joe podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Not Your Average Joel. So, today we have a really good topic that I'm excited to talk about. But before I tell everybody what this topic is about, I want to welcome a new guest to this channel. So, this is Daryl, everybody. I've known Daryl for a few months now. We actually met on this app called United Young, which I'm sure you've heard about it by now because I've had at least 10 or 11 other guests on here that are from United Young. So this is probably my 12th guest on here, and it's definitely good, like meeting people from that app that love Jesus and that, meeting people from all around the nation and all around the world too. I think it's pretty awesome. So that's where I met Daryl, and we've been able to have really good conversations. And he's been a very good supporter to this channel, being sure to like some of my posts and some of my videos. And I definitely appreciate his support. And now he is actually a guest on here. So, welcome to the channel and thank you for being here.
All right, thank you for having me, Joe. It was really a pleasure for me, and it's really, God-given time because this was rescheduled so many times. But I do believe that God has its perfect time when it comes to this kind of things because I've been praying and asking God, what am I going to share? So that's what I'm looking forward. And when you send me those things like topics, and I saw that dreams, like goals in life, I'm sure that's what God wanted me to share. Thank you for having me again here, Joel, and I'm looking forward for a great conversation with you, though.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot wait to talk about this topic, which everybody, the topic of
Hmm.
today is going to be on following your dreams. So I'm actually wearing a shirt today that's talking about dreams. It says, Dare to dream
There?
big.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so yeah, I love the shirt. It's a really good shirt. It's from, I got it probably about like 10 years ago, and it's actually still in good condition. So
Really? Oh,
I guess,
yeah.
yeah, so I guess
It
the
looks new to
washer.
me.
Yeah, it does look new. I do like it. And it's yeah, probably I probably got this when I was like 19 years old and I'm like almost 30
Oh,
now.
wow.
So
No, it doesn't look like one. And my shirt too. It's part of my dream to be part of this school.
there you go. I love that. So we're both like getting to talk about dreams and getting to show off our dreams too. I love it.
Yep, you're right.
So, so everybody, I know that everybody in life has a dream or a goal that they want to accomplish in life,
Hmm.
whether it's something to do with like money, whether it's something to do with like meeting the right kind of people in your life, maybe a job. There's so many dreams that people want to pursue in life. And I thought that today would be a really good time to talk about it with somebody that has been following his dreams, especially here in the last year. And I'm sure he has plenty more dreams that he wants to talk about here in the future that he has. So I'm going to go ahead and get into our first question. So, my first
All right.
question is going to be where do you hope to see yourself 5 years from now? So like do you hope to see yourself like married, or do you hope to see yourself with a better job or living somewhere different than where you live now? So where do you think you see yourself 5 years from now?
Okay. That was really tough. Oh, yeah, so since when I was a kid, since when I was like in high school or kind of teenage like age, I've been dreaming about becoming a successful person, becoming a person who is always like focusing on my dreams and goals, aspirations in life like that. And when you're going to ask me that's the same question, and like I felt like I'm already successful, and it feels like God has given us success all the time. If you're going to ask me the same question, what will you become after 5 years from now? maybe I'm going to settle in a place right now. I'm going to see myself in a place where I can grow and develop as well, professionally, personally. And if you're going to ask me, yes, of course, I want to settle down. I want to have my own family, maybe on that year, and have my own houses. Of course, just one, but houses, And I want to build a better relationship with God
I love
after
those
5 years. So
answers.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah, I think that's some really good answers that you have, that you
Oh,
want
thank you
to
so
grow,
much.
like personally and grow and professionally. I think those are some really good things to pursue for sure. And also to have houses, I think that's going to be really awesome when you have a house here and a house
Yeah.
there.
And you know what? That's the very reason why I am here in the United States. If you're going to ask me, I wanted to stay here and going back to the Philippines and visit.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so right now, like he said, he's here in America now, but he actually is from the Philippines and grew up
Hmm.
there. And he actually recently just moved here to America not too long ago and is now living in Florida, which I love Florida, by the way.
There's a lot of water around us.
hmm
I love it.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of water for sure. I love going to the beach there, and the weather is always nice. And he's actually there right now, and he's is a teacher. So you
Yeah.
do middle school teaching?
Yep. I am a middle school teacher.
Yeah, so that's definitely a challenge for sure. I'm sure there's definitely some hard times, but
It
I know that
is.
God has you there for a reason.
I agree with you.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, I love your answers definitely, because it is almost hard to say where you see yourself 5 years from now. Like, even when I think about the question, I start wondering, like, things that I hope to see myself in 5 years from now,
Hmm.
but then 5 years down the road, will I actually want those same goals or not? You just never
Yep.
know. It could change in a heartbeat. It could change fast.
Yeah, along the journey, sometimes you change your focus, you change your decision, and you change the things. Sometimes we have a lot of plans, but the Lord's plan will always prevail, not ours.
hmm Amen to that. I love that. It's just realizing that we need to continue to rely on God's plan instead of our plan. But if
Hmm.
I had a plan that I hope that, like, that God would put in my life, I would hope to settle down, find a wife and have children, because I would love to be
Hmm.
a dad one day. I think that would be awesome. And then maybe also work my way up in the company where I work at, which is Coca-Cola.
Oh,
Maybe make more money, of course, to where I can have a wife and kids. Eventually I want to move out into my own house, not right now
hmm.
because it's expensive to be living out on your own. So it's good to live with other
I
people.
feel it.
Yes, yes, it is expensive. So I live with my mom and dad right now, and I love it. I, get to have quality time with my family
Yeah.
and all that. So, I eventually want to move out though, and right now it's not that time, but maybe 5 years down the road it will happen. So that's like some of the big things I want to do. But one other thing that I definitely want to do is I want to go to all 50 states in the US 5 years from
Oh,
now.
really?
Yeah.
That's my target too.
Yeah, I would love to, because so far I'm at 36, and I'm actually going to be
Oh,
going
wow.
to like four new states this year. So hopefully I'll be at 40 by the end of this year.
That's awesome. Actually, before my target was just to explore around the Florida. But what really, excite me is that to visit one state to another. So that's why I bought a big map of the United States of America map. I have it here on my side, and I'm going to put my face like, do you want to see it?
Yeah.
So that's a normal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to put my face whenever I visit the place. So I just went, of course, in Florida, I went to California and Nevada. So hopefully next year's, the preceding years, I can visit some of the states. Or maybe we can meet and visit some states.
Yes, yes, I would love that. I love getting to meet new people and getting to explore a new area that I've never been
Mhm.
to. And I remember seeing some of your pictures here recently that you went to, yeah, to the out to the west with California and Nevada, and those look like some really good photos.
Oh yeah, it was very surreal. I don't, when I posted it, I just saw it in postcards. I just saw it in pictures and movies. When I came there, I almost cried. I almost
Hmm.
cried, literally. It was awesome. I can explain
Hmm.
my feeling.
Yeah, it is very beautiful over there in the West Coast. I love going to the West over there in California and Nevada, and definitely going to New Mexico is very beautiful, and Colorado. I
Oh,
definitely recommend those.
okay. That'll be in my bucket list next time.
Yes, it's very nice there. There in Utah. I can't forget Utah. They got some very nice mountains there too.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I love mountains too.
Yeah, I love seeing the big mountains because even here in Alabama, we don't really have that many big mountains. We have a lot of green grass here. We got some
Here as
small,
well.
yeah, we got some hills and we got some, some nice green land. We got, some nice farms, but
Mm-hmm.
not really that many mountains. So,
Nice.
whenever I go that way, I
I
love seeing
gotcha.
it.
Here in Florida, all are flat.
Yes.
Whenever I see, unlike in the Philippines, you will see a lot of like mountain ranges, a lot of like hills, but here it's just flat. But it was good.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely when you go out that way you see a whole nother world basically for sure. And
Hmm.
I love it there. So,
I'm looking forward
hopefully,
to it.
yes, I hope one day we can both meet up somewhere like, and explore new lands.
Yep, I like it.
Yeah, fingers crossed it happens. So So moving on into my next question, I know
Hmm.
some people have a hard time staying patient when it comes to like having their dreams come true. Some people like for their dreams to happen like right now instead of like waiting for like a few months or a few years.
Hmm.
Um, do you feel like for you sometimes it can be hard to wait for something to happen that you want to see happen, like a dream?
Yeah, actually, I learned it in the hard way. Like waiting, especially like during this age, I'm already like on my 30 plus years, like waiting is kind of crucial to me because the best time that you can have is to decide it now or decide it later, and the best enemy that you can have to be battled with is the time. You cannot bring back the time. So whenever like I always decide, I hope that this will be the right time, the perfect timing of God that has given me, because I do believe God's perfect time is different from my timeline. So like my dream, I wait patiently. When I was way back in the Philippines, God put that in my heart to, to explore something new, you know, to get out of my box, get out of the Philippines kind of educational system and try to apply abroad, apply here in the United States of America. So I already had the dream when I was like around, my 20s kind of thing. But I do believe that God didn't put me in the situation that I should push it because there's something that He needs to fix in me, you know? So what I did is like way back 2019, before the pandemic came in. So I've been, sending a lot of applications. So for us in the Philippines, it's so hard to apply here. It's very hard to apply here. To get a visa, to get a job, it's very hard. You need to have a lot of money and you need to have, degree, that not just bachelor's, you have master's degree. So way back there, I'm not yet done with my master's degree. So I applied, and I got some offers from Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands. I also got uh, offers from different states. So I did some interview. I did some interview, but un unluckily, I was not the one who picked. I wasn't hired. So it was really heartbreaking, but I know God is preparing me for something. God is preparing me for something. So I wait patiently, I wait patiently. I finished my papers in my master's because it was really in the pandemic era when I'm writing my thesis. So I don't want, actually, I want to quit it, but God is telling me to finish it and like this and like that. You have to graduate your master's degree, you have to do this, you have to. So that's why I always went to a coffee shop to, have a good vibes and then finish my papers. And when I finished my papers, so I graduated like 2021, like in the middle of pandemic there in the Philippines. So after that, I got a lot of job offers. I got a lot of job offers. So I really need to wait like 2, 3 years for me to be able to see what really God's plan and my application here in the United States. It, it was really, I know all of this is part of his plan, part of his purpose in my life, that because I don't have any plans to go here as well. You know, I, I'm already settled. I'm already, what do you call this, satisfied with my status there in the Philippines. But I will always have that kind of thinking. If it won't challenge you, it won't change you. That kind of thing. So I'm always looking forward that I know God wanted me to get out of my comfort zone. And it is really not my comfort zone. I'm really, every day God is testing me, like professionally, personally, spiritually. And of course, I was away from my parents for the very first time. This is my first ever international flight in my entire life. And I didn't even know that God will brought me this far. Once you wait, it doesn't mean it's not my plan. That's what I always said to myself. Delay doesn't mean denial. You know what? I applied for 40 to 50 schools. I am awake during 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning in the Philippines just to apply. I
Mm.
learned it in the hard way. Like I'm always like awake during 11 to 2 a.m. just answering some questions. Imagine that. The time difference from the Philippines to United States is very different. So whenever like there are principals or there are some schools that wanted me to interviewed, I'm always awake, like in the middle of the night, and then speaking in English while my housemate is can hear me during that time. What is he talking about? Why is he speaking in English in the middle of the night? That kind of thing. So it's been a really hard time for me to see and look what God really wanted me to become as a teacher and as a person, that waiting patiently is a must for you to be able to see the clearer view of your dreams and your goals in life. And I do believe that that is the most, maybe we can say the most unforgettable moment in your life, that you've been waiting for a long time and then you got it by yourself with the help of God, with the help of your faith. And it was really amazing. So when I got here, I just said to the Lord, wow, you are amazing, God. I never ever imagined that I'm going to step on the United States of America. And waiting patiently is a must for your dreams to be unlocked.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. I thank you for sharing your story with us. I think that is just so inspirational and just so it just gives everybody hope to, want to pursue their dreams because, like you said, there are some hard moments, but there's some lessons to learn in
Mm-hmm.
those hard moments. Like you said,
You're right.
if it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you. And sometimes you do have to take yourself out of the comfort zone that you're so used to. Like you said, you were used
Uh-huh.
to just being in the Philippines, but you kind of felt like there was more to a calling in a life in your life to follow a plan that you
You're
didn't
right.
realize was there. So, excuse me. So just moving to America, was like probably something that
It's a
you
very
probably,
big decision.
yes, it's a very big decision. It's so far away from like your family and your friends that you've made, they're in the Philippines. And, I'm sure that there are even times when you're here that, I know you definitely miss all of them over there. But, thankfully nowadays, I know there's like technology. We have our
Uh-huh.
phones, thankfully, to where we can, face to
You can
face
video
talk.
chat them or you're right.
Yes, yes, I do love that, thankfully. I know it's not the same, but I do love that there's at least
Mm.
that I guess that opportunity that you get to talk to your family face to face instead of having to just hear their voice on the phone or like having
Mm-hmm.
to even like farther back, like people used to write letters or emails. So
Or Dove.
yes. So yeah, like so I'm glad that there's, technology that kind of helps with that a little bit
I'm
at
thankful
least.
for it.
Hmm. Yeah, most definitely. So, I'm glad there's that, and I'm glad that you have been obedient to God and like his calling for you and your life because even though like you said it is taking you out of your comfort zone to where you've never been like to United States before. You've never This was your first
Never.
international experience and
I
you're
don't have
moving
any
to.
relatives here as well.
Yes, that's what's even more scary to
Whew.
think about is that you're moving somewhere that you don't know anybody, you don't have any family or, friends here. And thankfully, you've been here for a few months and I know you've made, some friends within the community and all of that. So, and I'm just glad that throughout this whole process that you've been grateful and like, loving God and like giving him like the praise that he deserves and just telling him how good he is. I just love that you have been so positive with this because I know with the hard times, it is kind of hard to be happy in those hard times. And I'm glad
Yep.
that you
You
have
have
been
to choose
seeing.
it every day.
Yes, I love that.
So
Yes.
every day, whenever I wake up, I said, thank you, God. I am grateful. It's like my hashtag every time. Uh, Grateful always. You know, I know I didn't deserve it, but you gave it all away. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it was really amazing. So whenever I wake up in the morning, thank you, God. I'm so grateful. You know, there are some teachers who don't have you don't who don't have the chance to be in here, but I was one of the blessed ones who came here and experienced the United States of America kind of dream, like American dream. You know what I'm saying? When we were in the Philippines, when you talk about America, it's a big dream for us, and it was really amazing. I'm still like in cloud nine every day.
Yeah, I love that. That yeah, you're getting to follow like the American dream and you get to experience the life here and it's still, something to get used to, but I'm glad that you even said that it takes like it's a daily thing that you have to choose to be grateful and to realize how
Yep.
blessed you are. And yeah, I love even seeing like your videos that you post like just early in the morning where you're just walking around outside and then you're just
Yeah.
like enjoying like just the nature and just the like beautiful weather that Florida has. So, I love seeing those videos and you're just like you have a smile on your face and you're just so like just happy and just you feel you're blessed and lucky. I just love it.
Yeah, even though you have a very bad, a bad situation in school, you have kids acting out, you have a different kind of behaviors happening, like you are inside a zoo, but you yeah, because it's really, in a roller coaster ride when you are inside a school, what is happening to these kids, but still, he he chose to be grateful and he chose to be a happy one, and no one will help you that, of course, by yourself and with the help of God. Without it, you will be a miserable one. You'll be one of the depressed, stressed at the same time. It's inevitable, but you have to choose the things that you have to feed in your mind, I guess. That's what really helping me right now. And like the daily intake of Bible verse every day is really helping me to cope up with things that doesn't go my way. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard, but I am always choosing my heart, you know? So it's so hard to teach in the Philippines. It's so hard to teach kids there, and it's so also hard to do all the systems, all the paperwork there in the Philippines. So I chose my heart to go here in the United States of America instead of the Philippines, for me to be able to, experience the extent of God's power in my life, to display God's power in my life, that I cannot put God in a box.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, people do like to do that. They like to have God in a box and they basically just call on him when they need him. But like, I love that you see that, we need him each and every day. And without him, like you said, we
Yeah,
could be
we do.
depressed and stressed and just going through some really hard times, even though I know there will still always be hard times. But, just knowing
Hmm.
that we know that God has our back and that, God is going to walk us through those battles. I love that, we have that attitude as believers and as like followers of, Jesus and God. I just love having that positive attitude. And one thing that I love that you said was that about, a delay does not mean denial. I love that because, many people do think that like
You're
when
right.
something's like
I agree.
delayed, it's almost like, people think like, okay, well, I guess the answer was no, but
Hmm.
sometimes the answer can be no. It just means maybe no for right now. It doesn't mean that it's
Yeah, you just have to wait.
yes, yes. It's not always going to be a no. Maybe one day it will be a yes. And sometimes I
Yeah.
do struggle with that, if I'm going to be honest, because like sometimes, I do want to meet the right person, to have a future
Hmm.
wife and to have
Hmm.
future children and, stuff like that. And sometimes I'll go on a date with somebody, hoping for the best. And, sometimes it ends up not working out and then, you kind of get disappointed and you start thinking, like,
Yeah.
am I ever going to get married? Like, I'm going to
Hmm.
be 30 here in June. So it's like I'm thinking, I know at the end of the day, it's not a
You're not
race.
alone, don't worry.
Yeah, yes, I know it's not a race at the end of the day, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
you still have that hope that like I want to get
Hmm.
married in my 20s or in my 30s, and then here I am approaching my 30s, and I still, I'm not married. So sometimes it can be hard times. I have lonely moments here, even in my room, even though I have a big family, I have friends that I love, and get to
Uh-huh.
see it's still sometimes you come back home and you just realize I don't
Yeah.
have anybody to love
Your
like
moment by yourself.
yes yes so it can be very lonely but I love everything that you said is just reminding ourselves to be grateful and to think of the positives in
Yeah.
life because it can be easy to think of the negatives in life so I think it's
You're right.
good to choose those moments to be positive regarding any situation even in those lonely moments I just
Hmm.
have to tell myself that maybe anybody that I've been on a date with, it just wasn't meant to be. It was not God's wife. This wasn't God's,
Uh-huh.
choosing of like a wife for me. So, I just have to remind myself that and, be grateful that like maybe there was a reason why it didn't work out. There's always a reason
Yeah.
for a
Because I do
season.
believe as well that, some rejection are God's redirection. So I know God is, leading you to the right person because, I'm in my 33 right now. So it's a really, you're getting into the, mid 30s kind of thing. But I'm just enjoying my life because I put uh so much stress, force when it comes to finding a partner because when I was young, oh, when I will be 25, I'm going to marry. I'm going to build this, build it. Going to 28. Because the thing is, maybe I put pressure too much of myself, that kind of thing, and that's really disappointing me. The bad thing is that I put the stress in me, I put the pressure in me, and all I can blame is myself because I am the one who's, putting the due date when it comes to finding the right person. And I'm just leaning on my own understanding and not on God's understanding when it comes to that. And I do believe one day, and in God's perfect time, that person will come out of nowhere and you will say the same because I've been praying for, I want to experience that all also other people experience when I see that girl. She's the one. You know that kind of moment, like the entire world will stop, and that's just the only thing that she's going to. That kind of prayer that I've been praying with. It's in my prayer list as well. So until she comes, until she's not yet here, I'm still building up myself. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward for you too.
Yes, thank you for that. And I definitely, hope that for you as well, because I think, we both deserve, our moment to, have that special someone. And until then, I'm glad to, stay positive and to do things like travel and, get to
Hmm.
explore the world. And also I think you said something really good too, which is like, preparing yourself and like, growing in different areas, I think is really good to do as well as work on yourself and try to find ways to be a better just a better person in general, like when it comes to being
Hmm.
more loving and patient, because I know
You're
once
right.
you have someone come into your life, they're not going to be the same exact person as you. They may have
Hmm.
some things that may bother you or make you mad, so like you have to find those
Uh-huh.
moments of being patient and being loving to them, even when it's hard to be loving to them. They may
You're
do
right.
something to really make you mad.
Yeah, we are all still in that stage, We are still in the preparation stage. I like this song. I forgot the title of the song, but the song goes like, while I'm waiting, while I'm waiting, I will worship you. While I'm waiting, I will serve you. So that's the reason for me right now. So when I came here in the United States, all my prayer requests are, answered. So the time I'm going to step my foot here in the United States, I will, serve God. So I found a church, and then I'm serving there as a welcome team right
Yeah,
now.
I love that. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that, that like you went to go visit a church and that I think you started to enjoy it and now you're on the welcome team. I love that.
Yep, I love it so
Yeah,
much.
I love that. And I hope that things continue to get even better for you. I see that things are already going great for you, like being here in America. And, I
Still
hope to see
praying for it.
things. Yes, I hope that things continue to get even better for you.
I claim it.
Yes, I love that. So, moving on into my next question. I know when it comes to
Hmm.
following your dreams, I know sometimes people can be scared to follow their dreams. Like I'm sure with your experience, it was scary to think about, moving from the Philippines to America. So,
Hmm.
like, what do you think are some like really big reasons why people are scared to follow their dreams?
Okay, the fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
You're like in a roller coaster ride, and you do not know what will happen next. Like the fear of the unknown. That really kills the dreams that we have because we don't know, oh, what will happen to me? What will be my future will be like, kind of thing. And you're not experiencing it, but still you're doubting. When you have fear of the unknown, you will doubt, you will be afraid. Your dreams will be stolen from you, and your joyfulness will be stolen from you as well. And the mere fact is that you didn't try and you didn't push it and you didn't fulfill it. and the disappointment came in. So why not try to give it a shot, you know? With the not all we all know that not all opportunity are God's opportunity, but trying your best and trying to give it a shot, it's one of telling God that I'm not going to do it by myself, but let God do it for me. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to share my testimonies or testimonials and coming here. Actually, when I was at first in the middle of 20s kind of thing, I've been teaching already. So actually, I don't want to become a teacher. I was one of the bad kids when I was in high school. Really, I was one of the, always skipping classes. I was, fighting with my teachers, like arguing with my teachers like that. And I don't want to experience it. Right now I'm experiencing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's really funny. And then one time I dreamt about it that I am in the middle of like a theater, and then there was a spotlight, and then I saw different colors of hairs, different colors of hairs. So which means different races. So it was just in my dream, and then I know that I'm going to another country. I'm still looking forward to it. Maybe I can be a teacher or I can be a missionary kind of thing, because God is using me when I was in the Philippines, and I'm still I don't know what to do, but still I'm looking forward to that dream, and I'm holding it onto it until I came here. So what happened, like in 2020, so I've been, like what I've told you, I've been applying a lot of schools, 40 to 50 schools. I tried a lot of things for me to be able to go here, because this is our, gateway for us to be able to come here in the United States and work, for us to have approved visa and all that stuff. So luckily, and I didn't have the luck during that time, unfortunately. So 2021, I don't have the luck as well. And 2022 was God's perfect time. I graduated my master's and all that stuff. And then one day I don't have any plans in coming here, like what I've shared a while ago. I don't have any plans. So what I did, I planned all of my trips in the Philippines. So I just work, save, and travel in the Philippines. So I visited one island to another island. So, by the way, I want you to come to the Philippines. We have 7,641 islands.
Whoa.
Yep. Yeah. So you can go from one island to another island. And I did my solo traveling in 2022. So after the pandemic and after like everything's open and all that stuff, but still pandemic is still there in the Philippines. We have to wear a face mask and all the things that we have to follow with the protocols. So I spent a lot of money when it comes to traveling. So I traveled a lot. I went to Baguio. I went to Boracay. Boracay is a very good place. I went to Bohol. I went to Siquijor, and I went to those places like by myself, and some of it with my siblings. And I spent a lot of money. And then one day when I was in like the election day in the Philippines, it's a national election day. So in teachers, we serve that election day. So I serve it within 25 hours. So I served. That's how I serve my country. So I received a letter. I received a letter from Florida. So my first prayer is that I don't want snow. I don't like snow. I think I'm not going to work in a place where there is snow. So that is my first prayer. So I have this cell phone of mine where I put all my prayer requests. So you will see in this notes that I have this prayer items. Those are the prayer items that I have, and I list all the prayer items, like specifically what I wanted to pray with,
Wow.
and like what I wanted to have, like house, or even some of my friends wanted to have like prayer requests kind of thing. praying for someone and my application here in the United States. Like what are the things that I need to pray for. So I have that. So I just read it, those prayer items every night. And then what happened is that I got that uh, LOI or letter of intent from Okeechobee here in Florida. So what really bothers me is that is there a place in Florida that called Okeechobee? So I thought it was a scam because it sounds like Japanese. So I search it. I search it. And I remember I was interviewed when I was in the middle of my traveling. So I was in a small room in a hostel in that traveling when those that principals, teachers, and assistant principals interviewed me. I don't have like polo. I'm just wearing jacket, very informal, without proper lighting. And then they just interviewed me in the middle of the night. Imagine that you're in the middle of traveling, and then when I got that, "Wow, what is this?" And then everything, yeah, you know, falls into the right place. So when I received that letter of intent, so it's a good for me. It's a good thing for me because I still have that paper. So what I did, that was in May. That was in May. So I'm still praying for it. I'm still battling for it, And the pastor told us, if it's God's will for you to go to other country, you will not be in debt. You're not be in debt. God will allow you to go to the other country, and you're not going to be like have a lot of amount of money, big amount of money. Like you don't need to spend a lot of money. Wow. Hopefully, I am that one. I'm still praying for. Hopefully, I can do that as well. Maybe I can claim it. I claim it. I receive it. I claim it. I always say that by myself while the preacher is doing that thing. And then what I did when I have the letter of intent, I didn't even know that God is, putting in my heart the courage to resign. So I resigned early, a month before the end of our school year, without visa approved, telling me that I'm going to fly here. You know what I'm saying? Well, they told me, "Are you sure you're going to resign? You don't have yet the visa. What if they're going to deny you? You know, you don't have the papers that like the DS 2019, which is our like a blueprint here. You know that a teacher should have or like a worker should have for you to be able to become legible here." And I just said I just needed to resign right now. That's what I said. So the clearance there or the resignation there in the Philippines when you are like working in a government, you have to have a school clearance, you have to have a division clearance, you have to have uh, national clearance, and you have to have regional clearance or clearances before you get out. And that'll last for a month. Imagine that. It's not just a letter, it's not just like verbal, but you have to go through a month long resignation, sometimes 2 months, 3 months. So I decided to resign early. Well, what I did after like I resigned and finished, like during the journey of my resignation, I booked my flight without my visa approved. Like my visa is on the 7th of July and I booked around March, I know, June 31st. So, are you sure you're going to book your flight? And I just talked to my co-teacher to swipe for to use his, what do you call this, credit card so that I can book flight easily. And you know what? I got a cheaper flight because I booked early without my visa approved, but I'm claiming it on July 7th. My visa will be approved. If not, like everything was devastated. So it's just everything was by faith, but I know God is leading me step by step. So that's what I did. I resigned without my visa approved. I booked a flight without my visa approved, without all the documents that I have. but still God is leading me to that path. And when my visa is, getting approved, I'm still nervous. Well, I didn't know what I'm going to what I'm going to say and all that stuff. But when it was approved, I just wanted to jump because when I saw those applicants outside the U.S. Embassy in the Philippines, what are they doing? I'm just one of the I'm just one of the person who look at them with a very, very long line outside of the American Embassy. And I didn't know I will be one of them. And I will be one of them. And I'm here right now. So when I came here, like everything in the from the Philippines to Japan to coming here in the United States, everything was smooth. Everything is smooth. I don't have any delays. I don't have any, problems when it comes to my luggages. I don't have any problems because I prayed for it as well. You know, there's no everything, the food that I put in my luggages, I hope they will not stop me. Or in the checking, they will not stop me anything because I didn't know what to put in. I watch a lot of videos. I watch a lot of and mind you, but before coming here, I do watch a lot of videos how to apply here. What are the things that I need to prepare for myself and all that stuff. That's why I always woke up late and sleep late. Because of those things that I need to study and remember as time goes by. And what happened is that when I came here, like what I've told you, I promised to myself I'm going to serve God. And then when I came to our school district, I'm wearing this yellow jacket, if you can see it, this yellow jacket, and then there is a embroidered uh, mark or symbol there in front or in the middle, says 100% Jesus. And then the school district officer saw it. Oh, I like your jacket. You know what? There is a Christian gathering there in Osceola Middle School where I am teaching in the gymnasium. Wow, really? And I'm praying for it. And then that officer told me that there was, a gathering happened there in the gym. And way back in the Philippines, the church that I'm attending is, you know, they're having their our gathering in the gym as well. So, wow, this is this is this is really amazing, Lord. So what I did after a week that after that week, I went to the gym in our school and then attended to that church. And that's the church where I'm attending even right now. And I really love to, serve God. And I know I'm not perfect, but I'm still, seeking Him as much as I can. I'm seeking Him as much as I want, because living here in the United States is very good, but it's difficult at the same time. The best and the worst are here. So I'm still, getting into the line what God wanted me to do because I do believe that in everything that I do, I always weigh, what God did for me than what this world can offer. And I'm here right now. I'm on my way to my seventh month. Yeah, seventh month. This February 22nd. Oh no, it's already 24th, right? It's my seventh month already. It's my
Woohoo!
seventh. Yeah, it's my seventh month already. Thank God. And you know, I'm still always grateful every day. So if you have your dreams, you have to fight for it. And don't just dream. Wake up and work for it.
Mm-hmm. I love this. I love that you shared all of this with us because, there's so many people out here that are scared to follow their dreams, that are scared to make the big leap. And I
Hmm.
know it takes a lot of faith and a lot of just,
So
confidence,
much.
yeah, to want to get through that and to see yourself on the other side of things and to see yourself follow those dreams and for those dreams to come true. And you always start wondering like the what ifs kind of
Hmm.
situations. Like you start wondering what if, like, is it worth it for me to be doing these interviews from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the middle of the night, in the Philippines? Is it worth it to, to pursue this dream? Like, is there going to be a good outcome out of this? Like,
Yeah,
will my dreams come true? And I know that has to be scary for sure. And that alone will kind of stop people. Some people give up right then because they start thinking about, like, is it worth it? Like, I'm losing sleep in the middle of the night. I got, I have life going on here in the Philippines, but it's like, at the same time, you feel like there's something higher up, like there's something better for you in life. And you found that as of right now. And even the process of, how am I going to get there to America, with the visa situation, wondering how that's going to work. Is everything going to come in correctly? And, once you get here, where am I, like,
yeah.
where exactly am I going to live? And, there's just so many things. And
That's one of
it,
my problems here. Where am I
mhm.
going to live? So what I did, I contacted like three persons. I posted in Facebook. I searched a lot of person who I can, connect with for me to be able to find a suitable house, which is near my school, like 3 minutes away.
I love that. Yeah, you get to be right there by the school. That's awesome that you found somebody to where you're able to have your own little place right there and, being able to, get to school and it's very convenient and close to you. I love
You're
that.
right. I love it so much too.
Yes, God is good.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah, so I think, you definitely shared a lot of really good things out of this when it comes to what to, like, what are some big reasons why people are scared, because even like when I was thinking about this reason, I think like the fear of the unknown came to
Hmm.
my mind as well. A lot of people
Yeah.
wonder the what ifs, with any situation. What if I take this job and I don't like the job?
Hmm.
Or what if I go to school and go for this degree and like I can't stand it and like I almost hate it in a way.
Uh-huh.
What if I marry this person and they end up doing something like wrong to me to where we end up divorced?
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of people have a whole bunch of different things and
What ifs?
yes, a lot of what ifs, and there's those possibilities, those questions are endless. Like, everybody's got so many questions, but sometimes you have to just put those questions in the back of your head and just go for
Uh-huh.
it.
You're right. And God will
So,
back you up.
exactly. So yeah, you just definitely got to dream big, and like once that dream is in your heart and you know that
Hmm.
it's like the perfect timing, it's God's timing in your life, just go for it and don't even look back, don't even look around, don't get distracted and just, go for it.
Yeah. And I always tell to like, some friends that having a hard time when it comes to pursuing their dreams or maybe scared in reaching out their dreams. I just tell them, God's got you. You know, uh, Having that kind of courage, like God's got you. No one will, put their trust in God put who will put into shame. So whoever, put their trust in God, He will never ever be put into shame. He will always finish what He started in your life.
Yes, amen to that. And that actually was my last question of thinking like, what are some really good
Uh-huh.
advice that we can give to people that want to follow their dreams? And I think you said it so perfectly there, which was, that God's got you and that, He's going to finish what has started in your life. And there's a reason for everything that we go through. There are some bumps on the road. There may be some good times during those moments. There may be some
Hmm.
horrible times during those moments.
Yeah.
But just remembering that God has a plan for you and that God, has something for you that you can't even imagine. And, here, when it came to my first question of where do you see yourself 5 years from now, what I may be thinking 5 years from now will happen may be completely different and even
Hmm.
better in God's timing and God's plan.
Hmm.
So I think just continuing to rely on God and to be faithful and to just continue to have that positive attitude and not giving up on your dreams is
You're
very
right.
big, very key, very good for sure.
I agree with that. That's why I always told to myself, faith without action is dead. So when you're dreaming, you're sleeping. So I just told them, wake up and work for it. Your dreams will just be dreaming when you're sleeping. Wake up, do your action. So, we do have a lot of faith. God has given us a lot of faith. But if we're not going to work on it, if we're not going to put it into action, everything will be wasted. So I still believe like working hard and together with your faith in God will always give you that success and the plan and purpose of God. That's why some Christians, it told me you have a great plan in me. It told me that I have a purpose. You're just sleeping and you're not working out on it. You're not working for it, you know? And I do believe God will not tolerate that. God will push us to the limits to become the best version of ourselves.
Yes, 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 yes. I love this so much. It's so good because you were so right. Because, God doesn't want us to just sit there and just sit on our dreams and not do nothing
Yeah.
about it. He wants to see
So
us, he wants to see us get up, like you said, wake up from, your sleep and just go for it. Like, don't even look back. Don't even start wondering about the what if this happens, what if that happens. It's like, just don't even let none of that. It's almost like, don't let nothing distract you. Sometimes, the devil will
mhm,
do that. The devil will come into your life
all the
and
time.
try to distract you and try to stop you from fulfilling God's plan for you. And sometimes people do let it happen. And, I hope one day, they do get themselves back up in time
Hmm.
and, continue that dream. And, I love seeing like people fulfill their dreams, like even people that are like,
Yeah,
older that like graduate college and they're like in their
you're right.
80s. I love those.
Me too. Because we cannot put God, in our own timeline. And that's really how God is amazing. He's the God of order. He put everything in order that, maybe this lifetime is a different my you know my life is different from my siblings' life, from my friends' life. But what really amazing is that God is leading us to the prosperous kind of life, and God is leading us to display His amazing power in our lives so that everyone will see and know that God is real. So because when I was in the Philippines, I was working in a wet market. So I was the one who's a butcher. I was a butcher in the Philippines. So I'm a working student, and whenever they knew about I'm going to the United States of America, wow, he's going to the US like this and like that. So it was known by our neighborhood, and you know they can sense that God is really amazing, and God is a real one that He can change lives. I was one of the uh, bad kids. I was you know, one of the butchers in the market that who became an educator and now moving to the United States. Is a very big decision, and I do believe it's not just by myself. God is in the center of it all.
Mhm. Yes, amen to that. I love that. Regardless of your situation, whether good or bad, that you
Hmm.
continue to give glory to God through it all. And, you've gone from being a butcher to, being a teacher, and now even being here in the US, doing you're following your dream. And like even what you were talking about earlier about your dream of, the spotlight is on you and like there's in the audience there's people with different hair colors and that almost
Yeah,
represents America because of so much diversity here in America as
like my
far
students here right now.
yes, and that dream is coming true. The spotlight is on you to lead these students and to teach these students, about the subject that you teach, and for all of them to come out of it being being better students. And like you said, I know there are some challenges that come with some of the students. Sometimes they could be a zoo, like you said, but overall,
Middle schoolers.
yes, middle schoolers are crazy, but I'm glad, that there's a reason why you are here when it comes to teaching, the middle schoolers right now. And, I think that just having that positive attitude and really putting action to your faith and to your dreams is, taking you very far. And I'm definitely proud of you for everything that you've done so far.
Oh, thank God. It's all about him. If
Amen
not
to
for
that.
him, I will not be here.
Yes, I love that. I love that. It's a very good way to end this topic. And I definitely appreciate you sharing your story with all of us and
Mine too.
getting to tell everybody about your experience from coming to the Philippines to America. And I think that you were the perfect person to have on my podcast for this topic, because if anybody can talk about a dream, it's you. So thank you for being here
Oh,
today.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And of course, this time will be memorable to me.
Yes, absolutely. And just seeing how far God has brought you from last year to now, and just, hoping to see even bigger and better things happen for you in the future here. And, I just love that I've gotten to meet you and gotten to hear your story,
Yep.
because you've just put
Same
so
here.
much positivity in my life, and like positivity and just hopefully other viewers' lives to have that dream and to go after it and to never give up.
Yes. Dream big because our God is big.
Yes, I love that. That's a very good way to end this topic. So, for all of you viewers that are watching, I appreciate all of you for watching, whether you're watching it on YouTube or on my Instagram page at Not Your Average Joel, or if you're listening to this podcast on any of the podcast streaming platforms like Spotify. I definitely appreciate your support there as well. So, I'm going to finish my conversation with Dharyl here after I stop this recording. We're going to, continue talking for a little bit more. But for now, everybody, I'm going to stop this episode, and I will see y'all on the next episode of Not Your Average Joel. Talk to y'all later. Thank you, everybody that took the time to listen to this episode of Not Your Average Joel. My podcast is available not only on YouTube, but also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast from. I also have an Instagram page where you can see outstanding moments, behind the scenes, and even a funny moment or two from each episode at Not Your Average Joel Podcast. If you want to get in contact with me, then my Instagram page is probably the best way to do so through direct messaging. I appreciate any kind of support that you have given to this channel, whether you are a guest or a listener to this podcast. Once again, I thank y'all so much, and I look forward to sharing more of my life with y'all on the next episode of Not Your Average Joel. Goodbye.